Hello, chat. Hello. Welcome to another Ninjagato show. What's going on? Gatos, we're out of the box. YouTube, hello. Oh, we got Hot Catbot Techno. We've got BG Electron. Laney's here. Pausers Hype Pete is here. Tax Free. Cat. Cheesy Bread Cat's here. Awesome. Awesome. I can't believe we're excited. We're excited. Pausers Hype. Pausers Hype. Everybody's excited because we got another interview today. Interview stream. We have a very special guest. The very special guest is Box TV. Box TV is a flesh tuber. Streams on both Twitch and Kick. And we're going to learn about Box today. So without further ado, here's Box TV. Look at this man.
Hello, everyone.
Look at this gorgeous man. And look at let's just take a moment to admire this beard. Look at this beard and mustache. Like, some people aspire to have a really good mustache, and some people aspire to have a really good beard. This man has both. This man has both. Like, yes, Cheesy Bread Cat. Wow. Wow. What a genetic lottery as far as facial hair. I cannot believe it. Alright, let me see if I could get this music to be as low as possible. There we go. As low as I'm going to get it for now. So, how you doing, Box? You feeling okay? You excited for this interview? You excited to be here?
I am caffeinated and
You're
a little nervous, to be honest. And
a little
to be
nervous?
full transparency, I did go to a barber. Yeah, I haven't done like an interview like this in public.
Really?
Before, like at least live on stream. Yeah, it's my first time.
It is a
You're
masterpiece.
popping my interview cherry.
Well, you're getting nothing but
but
praise and compliments. Like, I have a lot of ladies in my chat, believe it or not. This cat has probably one of the higher percentages of female chatters. And right now, Cat's saying your facial hair is a masterpiece. Lainey says good hair on that dome too. Ooh, Lainey is complimenting your hair. Cheesy Bread Cat, who is also a lady, says my fiance would be jealous, and my father-in-law would say hell yeah and compare beards. Bam Chickadee came out of lurking and just says he's a ladies' man. Cat. Damn, these are all ladies, and they're all complimenting you out of my chat. So, congratulations, sir.
That's great.
Hype indeed. Nice. All right, now that we've rizzed you up, we totally have rizzed you up. Let's start the interview. So I usually start the interview with, the name. Like, how did you come up with Box TV? So introduce yourself and tell us about your stream name and how you came about it.
I like the way box sounds. A lot of people like the word box for whatever reason. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, not a lot of syllables going on. Spelling isn't very difficult. I'm a little bit screwed when it comes to search engine optimization, but I don't mind it too much. And also, it has a lot of meanings. When you think of a box, you might be thinking of like a cardboard box. You might be thinking of a general idea of like a vessel or a container for something. You might be thinking about things outside of the box. Yeah, there's just a lot of different associations that people have with boxes, and it's pretty memorable. The only problem with my name is that obviously there's like an underscore there and TV and all the messiness that comes with creating usernames on the internet. So yeah, you end up with like underscores, spaces, random numbers at the end. I wish it was just box, but we don't live in a perfect world. So somebody else out there that probably hasn't used Twitch in years has the box name.
Yep, I'm in the same boat.
But yeah, people, it's pretty memorable. Pretty easy to like, pretty standing outy. You don't. Not very confusing, not very difficult to read as well.
Yeah, I didn't know. The
Yeah.
only time I had trouble was when I was like, is it box underscore TV or is it box period TV? And then I had to look up your channel. But otherwise, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and I have the same problem as you. There is a Ninjagato, and I am Ninjagato 465. Just random numbers. But yep, and then I also checked, and it's like that person hasn't been online in years as Ninjagato. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
Same. I want to remove BG from my name so bad. Pepe Hands. Aw, BG Electron. That stinks. That stinks. Your Shinobi ID number 465. True, Banchiki. Bam. True. Okay. Alright, another tradition on my channel is I like to give you a shout out. And I love my shout out engine because it's going to play a random clip. And you're going to have to explain what we're looking at. What is the context of clip? And it can be random. It's whatever clips exist of you out there, it's going to hit.
Oh,
so,
good God.
Here goes. Here goes. Box TV.
Wait. Oh.
What is going on?
I'm in VR. I'm a VTuber as well. I do. Yeah. I discovered like a feature in the avatar.
Okay.
That essentially allowed you to like pop out your eyes. And I was playing with a friend called Nyankat at the time in VR. I think that was during like a 48-hour, like a 50-hour stream. And I was like just delirious in VR chat. And I just discovered that my avatar can like pop its eyes out whenever I'm looking at my friend. So I just started doing that, just going awooga with my eyes popping out.
Awooga. You're testing
kind of like
it out.
the Biba emote.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, wait.
So that's what was happening in the clip.
Okay, so you do VTube from time to time? I thought you were a FleshTuber and FleshTuber only.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
No, I do 3D and 2D VTubing. Sometimes I don't have any tuber on. I do all sorts of stuff. I do a wide variety of content, I'd say.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm a cat in VR. Sometimes I'm like a virtual cat, too. You know, I thought about asking if you want to do like a cat and cat interview, like just two cats hanging out.
I would love
world. Yeah.
I would love to see a clip. I would love to see a clip of that if that exists and you can find it easily.
I don't know if I have it clipped.
Okay.
But,
yeah. Okay.
I've
Maybe after the fake outro, we can pull that up and we can try it. Cool. Sure. I didn't realize you did all kinds of streaming. And it's like, damn, not only is he good looking into the FleshTuber, but he's probably got some really good looking models too. Okay.
Oh yeah, that models for sure. Some of them look much better than me.
Okay.
I'm just a decrepit old man with a beard, aging rapidly, accelerating towards inevitable death. Slowly but surely. Unlike VTubers never age.
I do like that. I do like that about the VTuber models. Is I look perfect every time, and this is like the cat takeover. Like Cheese and Bread Cat is here. Cat Bak Neko is here. So yeah, we have a profound love for cats on this channel. Lame Laney is I'm not ashamed. Cat Lady. I've actually interviewed Lainey too in the past, so we have a lot of appreciation for cat and cat people. So where's your cat? You can't have a cat apparently in your apartment.
I can't have a cat in my apartment. Do you? Are you interested about talking about like darker subjects? I like talking about death sometimes, and
okay.
Well, there's something that happened relatively not so long ago that's still like fresh-ish on my mind that I've been processing. But my cat passed away not too long ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm laughing. It's just a little nervous. But it's yeah, it's been like a rough month. But yeah, I'm not allowed to have cats in my apartment. But my cat was at my mother's house, and
Oh, okay.
I
So
found out about her passing away just before Christmas.
that's
Um,
how many
yeah,
how old was your cat? How old was your cat?
uh, I think she was getting close to 15 years. She had a very long and happy
Wow,
life.
that's good. That's good. That's very
Um,
nice. Yeah. DG Electron said, I'm sure that cat had an awesome life. Cat, Cat back Nico says, sorry to hear about that. And, Bam Chickadee sends her love. Um, we are sympathetic because cats are an important part of everybody's life. Um, it's tough. It's tough. We choose our humans and we create those great relationships, and it's sad that we're not here forever. But, all right.
yeah,
Let's.
it's I, I'm catless now, sadly.
Oh, well, technically you have me now.
I do
You have
have great
you.
memories.
Yep, you do have me now. You are now a
Yeah,
gato.
I do have you. Cool.
um.
Virtual
Okay.
cat.
All right. All right. All right. So since you do variety streaming, I would classify you
Mhm.
as a small streamer. Would you agree with that classification? Um,
No, I would say tiny,
Tiny,
minuscule,
minuscule
probably.
streamer.
I'm smaller than a small streamer.
No, I could say you're a small
Um,
streamer.
yeah.
But what's your favorite part of being a small streamer? And you know, do you enjoy
Um,
it?
I would say there's a lot. I probably enjoy it more than I would enjoy being like a super large streamer. There's a lot of connections you can make a lot easier. As a small streamer, you can actually like talk to chat. You can read chat and engage with like everyone in the chat directly, which is really really cool. You can also like form tighter communities. You can like actually play games with your chat like pretty effortless without having to like I don't know have to like manage like how many people are joining your game or like filtering users or like having to do a lot of moderation. You can actually just like hop into games with like whoever's in your chat. Like you can like start playing like a new multiplayer game or wherever somebody hops into your chat with a verified email. You're like, hey, you want to hop into the game and like show me how to play this? You have like all kinds of really cool opportunities for engagement and just making new friends. There's also like a huge aspect of not having this like enormous pressure and expectations, as well as audience capture that larger streamers have. Even if you have like 25 viewers, you can start to feel like the bearing of audience capture on you. Also, let me know if I'm talking too fast. I can talk really really fast.
Nope, you're
So
doing fine. You're
I'm
doing
trying to
fine.
like keep it relatively slow. So there's like a lot of aspects that to being a small streamer that just allow you to engage with others in a way that's like not only much more real but just easier. It's just less friction and less anxiety about interacting with other people on the platform that might want to play games with you. There's uh, I'm terrified of audience capture. It seems like the scariest thing that people don't often think about when they're becoming a streamer, but it really affects everyone who does any sort of content creation. And as soon as you start gaining like large audiences, or as soon as you start manage communities, these effects will have an impact on all of the content you create, as well as like huge impact on your mental health or how you perceive your own content and the things you create or share with others. Um, yeah, I don't know if there's like anything specific there you want to dive into.
So am I getting the sentiment that you like to stream just to hang out and make friends? Is that kind of the vibe I'm getting from you?
Partly, yeah. Like
Partly?
my,
Okay.
I don't want to be rich and famous, at least right now. If I do have like an opportunities to do that in the future, to like try to like have larger audiences or whatever, yeah, I might take it up. But I'm not streaming to get any money or get any fame. Mostly, I want to hang out with really cool people, and I wanna share the stream and share what like sort of things I'm doing on the stream. Could I guess if you wanna segue into what sort of content I make, or we can
Hmm.
put a pin in that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
let's do it.
there's a lot
Let's
of
do it.
really cool things.
Yeah, what kind of content do you make?
Okay,
What do
yeah.
you do?
So I like VR. I like virtual reality. I put on the Zuckerverse goggles 9000. I put
Zuckerberg's
that on my
goggles.
face, and
Interesting.
I
Okay.
have Zuckerberg send light beams into my brain to control my mind, and then I have really cool experiences. Sometimes with other people, sometimes alone. And ever since I started using VR, I always wanted to share it with others, but it's there's a problem with streaming VR games. Is that it's as strange as it sounds, it's impossible. You can't really show somebody on a stream what like a VR experience really looks like or what it is. So I'm kind of doing like a Sisyphean job where I know exactly what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do on the stream,
Mm-hmm.
but with the current technological limitations and current limitations on what kind of streams you can do or what kind of broadcast you can send out, it's not really possible for somebody to like experience a VR game that I'm playing in a similar way to what I'm perceiving. So if you're live streaming, for example, League of Legends, or you're playing a little bit of Minecraft on the stream, it's all cool because you can like share your screen and like people can see what you're seeing. They see all the exact same things, and if you're having interactions, they're seeing like everything you're seeing. But in virtual reality, your perception of what your surroundings is completely different than the 2D preview that your stream is getting. So one day I'm hoping that we'll have some sort of a technology that will allow me better to present like VR content or have immersive streams that will allow people to like actually feel like they're in a certain experience with me in first person or third or fourth person, however that might work.
Hmm.
Yeah, technology, weird technology, and edge cases with streaming that aren't really don't really even exist yet because even as far as like live streaming VR games goes, this is like a very niche area of streaming. There's like a lot of other things that I want to do with streaming in regards to artistic expression, but like that was my main push towards like actually broadcasting live, wanting to like share VR with others because a lot of people like don't know what it is really. Very few people have like experienced VR. Very few people know like what kind of experiences you can have in VR, and being able to show that to other people, like have live interaction, having people ask me questions about the technology that I'm like very familiar with. That's really cool. I find that fun. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's why I do
Cool.
it.
That's
I like
cool.
people asking me questions.
All right, but it's you don't
Yeah.
just do or like VR is a big part of your content, but that's not the only content you do, right?
Sure. Yeah. I play games mostly with other people, uh,
Mm-hmm.
but also alone. I play story games, single player games, multiplayer games. I would say the bread and butter of kind of the kind of games I play on stream or the content I do on stream would be like casual, large multiplayer games. Sort of when you think of like what Battlefield is, for example, or like Team Fortress, where you have like two teams going up against each other. There's some objectives. You respawn, you die, and you probably don't have like a super big impact on the team. But as long as you're like doing the right things, you're helping. Because I am not that good at video games, I'll be honest. But I do like games, and I do like playing games with other people. So having like a lot of fun, casual experience that I can just hop into, I like doing that on stream a lot. I do sleep streams as well, so sometimes you might
What?
turn on my stream and you'll see that and fast asleep. Sometimes I do like very long marathon streams. The longest stream I've done is 169 hours long. Second longest was like 160 hours.
Wait.
And that's like non-stop.
Yeah, hold on. I got the calculator out here. 169 divided by 24 is like a week.
I thought it was a funny number.
You streamed for a week straight?
Like
what?
Yeah, something like that probably. A couple of times. So I do like super long streams from time to time.
And you just felt like doing it, and that's why you went streaming for a week long. You just felt like doing it.
Yeah. It was almost an accident, I would say.
Almost an accident.
Yeah, sometimes I almost accidentally do like a really long stream. Yes, I think one time I was gonna do like a short 2-hour stream, and it turned into literally like 110-hour long stream.
Wait. And this wasn't like a subathon type of thing. Like this was just you kept streaming I'm just because you felt like it.
Yeah, I just felt like streaming. Yeah.
What?
I don't want to turn off the stream. I don't want to like restart because I knew I'm gonna be playing games tomorrow anyway. So I'll just point the camera at my bed, point some like light illumination so that people can actually see me sleep. Put on some background music, go to sleep, wake up, have breakfast on stream, hop back into games, maybe do some React before that. But yeah, rinse and repeat for days. Why not?
You're hardcore.
Listen, streaming is easy. It's an easy hobby. It's not that exhausting. People think like, oh, you're streaming for a week. It must be super tiring. Honestly, like it's tiring to stream for 16 hours straight and continuously talk. But if you're like managing your energy pretty well and you have like some aspects of your life like planned out across the time you're streaming, so for example, you make sure that you have like food and rest, and you have water and whatever else you need to be alive, functioning human being, then you're probably gonna be okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A lot of experiences.
Wait, so how do you keep content up or keep engaging after like for 16 hours and not talk? Like
you talk less. That's part of it. You talk less and you like time break. So let's say you're doing like React content on your stream from time to time, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're reacting to something, you aren't always talking about it. You might have like a video put on the background, and you might be like throwing in a comment every like 3 minutes or like 5 minutes of the video. That lets you rest a little bit. Or if you're like eating, you aren't talking. Or if you're playing like a very intense game where there's like a lot of things happening, people don't generally have the expectation that you're going to be like talking through that game. So you'll be able to you'll have a little bit of a rest for your voice or whatever. So like managing time in this way where you're not getting exhausted or you're not constantly trying to be like at 100% for 16 hours straight, that's very important. Because if you try to do like a 24-hour stream and you try to be at like 100% or even at 90% for 16 or 20 or 24 hours straight, you're going to be demolished afterwards. You might need hospital. You'll definitely need you'll need a break afterwards.
Damn.
But as long as you're like managing your own expectations and chat expectations correctly, you can. Yeah, I think most streamers, even if they don't think so, they could probably do like 100-hour stream without too much of an effort. But it depends. It depends on people.
It's more about pacing yourself. Okay. Like the longest I've done is like 16. And I was starting to get a little delulu by then. And I had no voice. Or my voice was going. Holy cow. You're a machine. You are a streaming machine. Alright.
A little bit.
So you're really good at streaming. I want to ask you.
I don't know about that, Chief.
I want to ask you, what's your biggest challenge? What would you say is your biggest challenge right now as a streamer?
In terms of streaming, probably dealing with things inside my head in regards to streaming. So I still haven't monetized my stream whatsoever because I'm not particularly interested in money. Like I know how to manage my personal finances very well.
Hmm.
So I'm never really like short on money. So it would be cool to have like an extra income from stream or whatever.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's worth sacrificing a lot of things that would would necessarily be like a part of monetizing my stream, like having ads run on my stream. I don't know if I necessarily want that. Also, having like audience capture or have some sort of a underlying need to like have more or larger audience in order to get more money, even if I don't need more money. That doesn't sound too great to me.
Hmm.
So like the biggest challenge, I guess, would be just managing my own expectations in regards to streaming, and also understanding the challenges that might appear as a result of like my the decisions I make around the stream in the long term. So like all the moderation decisions you make on your channel matters. The kind of community you foster and the kind of people you attract to your stream, or the kind of people you allow and don't allow in your chat, that impacts
Hmm.
the kind of community you create and the stream along like a long span of time. Um, so yeah, I might be a little bit inside my head in regards to that, and that's sometimes challenging to me. Um,
Interesting.
that's probably
Interesting.
like more exhausting than anything else. Just thinking about what could be. Um, yeah, I feel like streaming is like generally a very like relatively easy hobby. It's definitely like a hobby for lazy people, but it can be difficult. A lot of aspects of streaming in regards to like mental health and interacting with other people, and perceptions that other people have and perceptions you have of yourself in regards to streaming. These are probably more challenging than like technical aspects of like, oh, I reaching like 100 subscribers or something by some timeline you have. Like I don't know if that matters as much as like uh, having like a good idea of like how you are doing in your stream and how like other people might see you during your stream. I don't know if I'm making sense. Yeah,
No, you're making
streaming
sense.
streaming is easy. Being a streamer can be difficult.
Hmm. So you're the first person that has said stream. I
Really?
will. Yes, you're the
Press go
first.
live. That's
Yeah, that's one
that's so
aspect.
easy.
Um, but there's a lot of technical, like I would say the technical issues is the main thing that a lot of streamers complain about. Is just like OBS
Yeah.
problems or like having to figure out what encoding issues are, bit rate, things like that that they were not anticipating. Um, yeah, the first one that's like, oh yeah, it's easy, but I also get it from your perspective that your biggest challenge is yourself, like trying to figure out what you want to do
Mhm.
and how you want to go with your Wait, so are you affiliated? I thought I could have sworn you're affiliated, right?
No,
No, you're not even. Okay,
no,
okay,
I'm not affiliated. Some people
okay.
are trying to continuously convince me. I'm playing mind games with myself
Hmm.
to not be an affiliate. For the longest time, I didn't want to be affiliate because of the exclusivity clause that Twitch had, which essentially
Which
prevented
doesn't
you from
exist
being able to
anymore.
multi-stream,
Yep, which doesn't exist
which
anymore.
doesn't exist anymore, which is really cool.
Uh,
So now the only really hiccup I have is the audience capture issue, which I view as probably as like the most like the biggest. It's probably like the biggest challenge any streamer can really like deal with, but probably one of those challenges that very few streamers ever think about or ever really consider, especially when they're like starting to stream or when they have small channels. And that's probably something you have to like internalize or like conceptualize pretty well fairly early on if you don't want to deal with the repercussions of the like the Pokimane cookie affair was like 100% down to audience capture. That would have never like happened in other channels if the audience of those channels didn't have like the expectation of like that Pokemon's viewership had.
Hmm.
It's a complicated affair having to manage expectations.
Okay, so I will agree with you.
Um,
You, you know, being not affiliated, you have no pressure to have any viewers. Like you could literally just stream you sleeping and have zero viewers, and that's perfectly okay. I will say if you're
um,
affiliated, that might drag your average down, and if you get below three, then yes, you may lose your affiliation. So I get where you're coming from. I get where your brain is going with this. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's like the amount of people viewing me. There's plenty of like non-affiliates or people who people have been multi-streaming for the longest time without being an affiliate that have like hundreds of viewers.
Hmm.
Um, this it's not necessarily like a viewership or audience issue. Yeah, people might not come back to your channel if they get hit by like a ton of ads as soon as they click on your channel. But Twitch has been a little bit gentler when it comes to pre-rolls on the site recently, and obviously there's sites like Kick which don't really do advertising
Oh.
the same way Twitch does.
Yep.
So you can like watch there for free. So it's not like that much of an issue.
Hmm.
I think I have more of a problem with uh, like there's people coming to my channel expecting certain content, maybe some content that they've seen before, or maybe they're hoping to see me cover certain subject or me talk about certain subject, and if they come into my stream and if there's like a decent amount of those people at a certain point and they want to support that particular kind of content and I don't deliver on this particular kind of content, they might be a little bit disgruntled, or they might leave my channel, or they might just try to drive me towards doing the kind of content that they want me to do rather than necessarily what I want to do, or the things that I want to do will start leaning more and more towards the sort of content that my audience wants rather than what I actually want, and I might not even start realizing that. That's I guess kind of what I mean by audience capture. So it's not necessarily like how many like what kind of audience I'm capturing. It's the interaction between audience and me and the expectations between both and managing those. So yeah, it comes down to that. It's uh, so it does come down to like numbers because obviously like an opinion of like 1,000 people trying to hammer some idea at you is going to affect you a little bit more than like 5 or 3 people. But it's the same dynamic on a small and large scale audience capture.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. So you being not affiliated allows you the freedom to just feel no pressure and do whatever you want and stream wherever you want.
Uh,
That's awesome.
Not necessarily, but it makes it a little bit lighter. It lowers the expectations because
Hmm.
people aren't giving me money for a certain thing. So I don't feel as much obliged to deliver that certain thing, even if I don't want to, just because people are giving me money. Like if I had subscribers, I'll be like, oh, there's people that want to see a certain thing, or they want me to like turn up a certain amount of time every week, and they're like paying money to be part of the community or to like support me and like doing that thing continuously. What if like I just don't feel like streaming for like a month?
Hmm.
That would suck. But I don't have that kind of pressure if I'm not an affiliate.
That's true. That
um,
is true.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. Um, all right. Well, let's talk about the games you like to play. What games do you love to
sure.
stream the most, and why?
um, that's a tough one. It changes, day in and out. I feel like streaming different games all the time. But like I did mention before, I like casual
Oh.
multiplayer PvP games where there's just a bunch of people mushing against a bunch of other people and doing some kind of an objective, and the responsibility for the victory of your team is like somewhat diffused between everyone, so it doesn't feel like I don't know, if you're playing like Overwatch or League of Legends or something, you don't feel like, okay, if I mess up like repeatedly, then my team is gonna lose because I suck at the game. I like being able to suck at the game and also have like epic gamer moments or whatever. So I like casual PvP games. I really love VR games and having like VR experiences. So one of the games that I stream a lot is Blade and Sorcery, which is like a physics combat simulator in virtual reality. I also like Pavlov, which is essentially Counter-Strike 2 in VR. And I really like Fallout 76, which is the newest Fallout game. It's an MMO. I really enjoy it. I play it a ton off and on stream. I think I clocked in 1,200 hours in it. That's kind of what
that's a lot of hours.
do for the most part.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a good game, okay? Despite what Kotaku might make you think.
Really? Sorry, my Unreal Engine project crashed. I just reloaded it. Okay. All right. Let's see. I still see you. Okay.
Hey.
I see you. Okay.
I think I'm frozen on your screen.
Yeah, I was just noticing that. I was going to turn off and on. Let me do that. Let me turn off the stream together real quick and then turn it back on. I will restart it. I'll restart the source.
Okay.
All right, we're back. We're back. We're both back. Sorry about that.
Hey. So good.
Okay. All right. Let me think about this. Okay.
Yeah, VR games. I like playing VR games and games with other people.
Nice, nice. Speaking of VR, can you tell us about, one of your best moments in VR that you can think of?
Best one. Best moment in VR ever. Whew, that's a rough one. There's probably a few of those.
You can even tell us. You can talk your top threes.
Scary moment.
Yeah, your epic moments.
Top threes. Okay, I'm thinking of like the most epic fail and traumatic moment that I had in VR, because it stuck out as like most memorable moment. There's a few of those. All of them are like really just tragic situations. At least for me, they were probably really funny for chat. One is I was playing Pavlov, which is essentially Counter-Strike in VR. If you don't know what Counter-Strike is, it's a first-person shooter, one team versus another team.
Okay.
Shooting each other, kind of like Valorant. Yet, probably most people listening know what Counter-Strike is. We were playing like a World War II mode, and I was running out of spawn, and it's gonna sound like it's absolutely nothing, but what happened to me was like, I remember it like it was 5 minutes ago, but somebody threw a grenade blindly in my general direction, and the grenade exploded like 2 feet in front of me, in front of my face, and I like saw it coming. I don't know how to describe it, but it shook me. I was wearing a haptic vest as well, and it was like a very, very, very visceral moment where I died from that grenade exploding in front of me. It was borderline traumatic. I needed to take like 5 minutes break afterwards. I needed to sit down. It was really, really, really scary moment in a video game.
Wow, your VR moment gave you PTSD.
Yeah, actually, I think so.
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
I feel like if I went to therapy, this one would definitely like come up. Like it was really bad.
Wow,
it screwed me up.
Wow, a little too real.
Yeah, so a grenade exploded
in your face.
Yeah, that was too real.
Interesting.
that was like a very memorable moment in VR. Another one would be going to the Nether in Minecraft VR for the first time.
Hmm.
Because Minecraft VR is very much different from like regular Minecraft. It feels like almost like a different game. It's still Minecraft, but it feels like a different game when you're like
Okay.
actually immersed in that world. And the ratios and size of everything is very different when you remember that like one block is like 1 by 1 by 1 meter. They're actually huge. Like the world,
Oh.
once you're like actually immersed inside of it, everything is big. So when you go into the Nether and you see like lava everywhere, and your brain like clicks in that this is lava, and it feels very real. And you see these massive drops into like 100-meter chasms down into lava, and everything is on fire around you. And everywhere around the corner, there's creatures that want to like kill you. And again, lava everywhere. Even if you're like in multiplayer with friends and you're for the most part chilling,
Hmm.
it's a really terrifying experience. So I still remember that vividly. That was definitely probably most scared I've been in my life, being in Minecraft in the
Really?
Nether in VR.
Wow. Wait,
Um,
do you take fall damage in
um,
Minecraft?
yeah, you take fall damage. Do you play Minecraft?
Oh.
Have you ever played Minecraft?
No, I have not. This cat has not.
Um, yeah, so you take it's scary. There's lava everywhere. There's big falls, scary monsters that wanna nab you. It's not good. It's not a happy fun time.
Wow.
It felt very scary. I'm thinking
Wow.
of if there's like an actually like epic fun cool moment in VR that I had, but only like negative things come up. It's very easy
Wow.
to remember like tragedy. Um,
Mm,
oh, I had like a crazy epic,
epic fail.
I guess, kill streak. No, I had like
Oh.
a crazy kill streak in Pavlov in that Construct VR game where we're playing on some sort of like a snowy map. There was a blizzard going on, and I had like 4 bullets left in my sniper rifle. I was like
Hmm.
messing up for most part of the match, but we're like we needed only a couple more kills to win, and we needed to just like capture one of the objectives. And I was covering my flank of my team from snipers in this like crazy blizzard snowstorm, and I could like barely see enemy snipers crossing the road across the other side of the map. I just like took them out perfectly one by one with headshots, like in between like fence posts, in between windows, like
Wow.
in a blizzard. Yeah, that was really cool. I would get it down to like it was mostly luck. It was like 10% skill, 90% luck with all of those shots. But I didn't miss a single shot. I got like 4 headshots in a crazy conditions in a row. That was cool, I
Wow.
guess.
Cool. Cool. I will say VR sounds like it's a
Uh,
lot more intense as far as the gaming experience goes. Okay. What about some
for
epic
sure.
fails that you've had gaming wise? Can you tell us about one of those? Or maybe your
It'll be
top
those two
threes?
probably.
Those two? Okay. Freaking out in
Um,
Minecraft and then taking a grenade to the face.
yeah. Taking the grenade to the face was like memorable fail just in life in general and in
Hmm.
everything. I feel like it was one of these moments where like like your ancestors feel it, like that kind of a like
Mm.
your if you ever have kids, like your kids will feel that grenade explosion going across time. It was rough. I don't know if there's any other like wild fail moment. Probably like just technical failures, I guess. I There were plenty of times where I had my microphone muted and I didn't realize. Probably the longest time was like 40 minutes. My microphone
Oh.
battery died and I was in VR, but I was streaming only from the headset itself. I wasn't streaming from my PC, so I didn't have an overlay, so I couldn't like really see my OBS
Hmm.
on my wrist like I normally can. So I didn't realize, but my microphone was dead for 45 minutes straight. I would consider that a big fail. That's a big fail. But it does happen to like every streamer. Eventually, you'll have like a moment where your microphone is muted for a while and you don't notice and nobody tells you.
True. True.
Uh, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
Okay. How long have you been on Twitch? How long have you been on Twitch?
When you say been on Twitch, do you mean streaming? Do you mean actively participating in chat, or
Or how long have you been a member on Twitch? Like your account? Like even just consuming it?
This account?
Or just in general?
This is my second Twitch account.
Okay.
I think I've been like pretty active-ish on Twitch since like 2019, but I've been using Twitch since like I've been aware of Twitch since like 2014, 2013.
Okay.
I just haven't been like a regular Twitch user, Twitch viewer until maybe early 2019.
Okay. But you've been around long enough to maybe have some...
I've seen some shit. Yeah,
you've seen stuff. Okay, so since you've seen some stuff, do you have any thoughts on the current state of gaming and streaming? And Twitch in general?
On Twitch? Yeah, I have some like hot, spicy opinions about the hot tub streamers, probably.
Okay.
And how they're affecting like small streamers and gaming on Twitch in general. But I don't know if this is the interview for this. We can talk about this some other day. I think it's an interesting subject to dive into if you ever have time. But I think it's generally it's doing well. Like it's mostly the same as it's been for like years.
Okay.
So you have like new game metas popping out. People like people find like a cool game that you can play together. Like what's that new one called? The Deadly Company, Lethal Company. Lethal Company. So there's like a new meta with that. People doing like collabs with that game. So there's always like some sort of collab game meta. There's always like a single player long game meta. It's usually like an RPG. There is always some like multiplayer competitive game meta, and it seems like this pattern just continues over time. So gaming on Twitch seems to be doing super well. Naturally, after the pandemic ended, there were less people on Twitch. There were fewer and fewer users coming to Twitch because people started actually like going outside.
Going back to work.
Yeah, it's I think gaming on Twitch is generally like healthy, doing well, and alive. I don't know if you like watch Forsen or XQC, but like it's business as usual for gaming on Twitch. It's great. It's thriving. People seem to be enjoying themselves. Nothing too wacky is happening when it comes to gaming on Twitch. Nothing has changed drastically over the years, as far as I'm aware. My general overview of like gaming on Twitch as it is right now and as it's been, it's good.
Lainey says she's allergic to grass.
I'm allergic to grass.
She couldn't go touch it. And also she let us know that Morgpie is
grass toucher.
She also let us know that Morgpie is currently, which is her girlfriend, by the way, is currently streaming with corn. Like actual ears of corn.
Cool. Good for her. Why?
So many questions. Yep. Maybe after the video we'll touch on your comments. But we'll keep going for the YouTube video. All right. Let's see.
I'm a prolific grass toucher.
I love
grass touching. I've touched grass today.
Nice.
Yeah, I touch grass like pretty much every day.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Are there
sniff the flowers, pet the squirrels?
Are there any games you're excited about that are coming out soon that are on your radar?
Yeah, sure. Half-Life 3 would probably be one of those, right?
Is that actually happening?
For Half-Life 3 to come out.
That's
soon.
never coming out, right?
Yes, I don't know why people are like, oh, it's copium. It's not. Half-Life 3 is coming out. If you've played Half-Life Alex, you know 100% Half-Life 3 is coming out. Valve also has notified us multiple times that they're actually working on a project like this. They don't want to blatantly say that they're working on Half-Life 3, but they're clearly working on Half-Life 3. Most people haven't just played the newest Half-Life game, which is Half-Life Alex, because probably it's in VR. Or people like don't. Yeah, people haven't really gotten into VR gaming yet properly. People are like dipping in their toes, so they don't really know what's going on with the future of games. But yeah, Half-Life 3 is for sure coming out, and it's going to be in VR. I'm sorry for all of those people who are on pancake displays and live in like the old-timey days where you used to have
Pancake
to start a
display.
flat screen to play video
Wait,
games, and
wait, wait, wait.
you couldn't even be inside of a video game. But yeah,
Okay.
Half-Life 3 is coming for sure.
Okay, okay, I see, I see. So
Um,
any of us who play on flat screens are just pancake displays. Awesome.
yeah, it's just peasants, just
Peasant
pancake
stuff.
peasants.
Yes. So BG Electron says
Just
Half-Life 3 Copium Star Citizen will become a full game uh, out out of beta before that. Tech doomer. Nope. Lainey says
maybe
she's a boomer now, apparently, because we're pancake gamers. Um, I will say
stuck in the past.
I have tried VR a couple times, and it's made me a little queasy. I don't think they've quite figured that part out, or I don't even know if they can figure that part out. Um, what are your thoughts on that?
Um, if you have like any questions regarding VR, shoot, it's my
Your
bread and butter.
expertise?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
motion
a lot of people
sickness.
have
Motion sickness.
uh, a
Yeah.
little bit of motion sickness when they first try out VR. There is there's like this concept in VR called VR legs. It's essentially like your brain's kind of acceptance and familiarity with VR locomotion. So because in VR you aren't just like moving with WASD and you aren't just like looking at a character moving on the screen, you're actually there. You have like the first person perception view, and there's a disconnect between what your brain is sensing. Your brain is sensing that you're moving. You're seeing movement, you're hearing environment, you're in an environment moving, but your body isn't moving. You're just moving your thumb on a joystick. So there's a huge disconnect between your body and your brain. Um, so what happens is it takes a while for your brain to like adjust to the locomotion that you have in VR, so that you're able to actually like deal with it as if it was like relatively normal or usable. For some people, this period of time takes like a couple of weeks. For some people, it's like almost instant. For some people, it might take a couple of months. But generally, my advice would be to like take it slow. If you feel like you're starting to get queasy or motion sick in VR, you should just stop, immediately stop. You aren't going to push past that feeling. Trying to push past that feeling is probably like the worst thing you can do. You should just like leave it, take a break, drink some water, sit down, relax, and like come back later. It's not a speed run on like how fast you can be like good at being able to play VR games. You should probably take a little bit of your time and like adjust to being able to just move around and do basic things in VR. You know, like the first time you're driving a car, you aren't just hopping into Ferrari and you know speeding on the motorway and drifting. Like you probably want to like get a hang of like what you're actually doing and like how the controls for the car work and like how fast does the car move, how does your movement of the pedals and the steering wheel actually affect the vehicle you're steering. So it might take a little bit of time for some people. There's also a lot of like different little tricks you can use to alleviate some of the motion sickness. It might be for some people just medicine that you would normally take for travel sickness, if you can get that prescribed safely by a doctor and you know how to dose it properly. It could be something as simple as getting a little bit of ginger because it does help with motion sickness. Uh, having eaten before doing VR, like not going into VR on an empty stomach, is also a good idea. A fan blowing air at you in your room is also really, really good. Like anything that helps your brain be like a little bit more comfortable, and anything that helps you orient yourself in space a little bit better is really good. But ultimately, it takes time, and not everyone is built for it. But in the future, we're hoping that there's going to be technologies that use, for example, a computer-brain interface or EEG brain scanning to be able to compensate for some of the movement artifacting in locomotion, or to just help alleviate motion sickness while you're moving around in video games via monitoring your brainwaves and actually adjusting the image accordingly to what your brain might be like experiencing at any given moment. Also, configuring your settings for safety, like vignetting when you're rotating, and just taking it slow is really important. But yeah, it's the VR is definitely not like a cooked 100% complete perfect technology that like just works out of the box for everyone, and everyone is just gonna pop on a Zuki headset on and be in the metaverse with all the legs they want instantly around anime cat girls. For some people, it might just take a little bit of time to like just learn to walk again.
Wait,
Yeah.
there's anime cat girls in VR?
There, loads of them. It's excessive amounts. It's actually disgusting. They're everywhere. You trip over them.
Noted. Yeah. Noted. Let's. Yep. Okay. All right. Let me back it up. I missed some comments.
They're all middle-aged men. That too.
Oh, they're all
yeah.
middle-aged men. Okay.
You have to be aware. Most of them are men. Like definitely.
Okay.
Openly, they're like I play as a anime cat girl when I hop into VR chat from time to time. So just
debated.
Don't assume everything on based. Yeah, don't assume everything based on appearances. There's all sorts of amazing people out there you can meet in VR. There's all sorts of cats and creatures you've never even seen or conceived of before living in the metaverse.
BG Electron says, "Treat everyone as a man until proven wrong." That's probably some wise words. That's a wise words learned by Burden. Learned hard. Jarm is a cat girl in VR
Jarm
too.
is a VR cat girl as well. Yeah.
What? Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I've been in a hot tub with Jarm.
Really?
As a cat girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let me back it up. I missed some comments here. So Bam Chickadee told me that Maltese first came out, people got motion sickness. You're an old timer and calling me a clown. Okay, got you. BG Electron says there was a time I got a phantom sense in VR and it was so weird. What does that mean, phantom sense? Or what is he trying to say?
Okay, so phantom sense is when you can feel the sensation of like somebody touching you or interacting with you based entirely on like a visual or audio stimuli. So let's say you're in a video game. Let's say you're in VR chat. You're doing some things in VR, and like a cute cat girl comes up to you, and you're a cat just hanging out, chilling, doing cat things, licking her paws, and a cat girl comes up, and you're in a video game. You're in a simulation, and the cat girl pets you, and you can feel it, even though she's not actually touching you. She's just touching the video game cat, right? So
your brain auto completes. Your brain auto completes based on
your brain auto completes touching. Yeah, some people get that. Not everyone. My advice would be, if you do feel phantom sense in VR, I wouldn't tell other people. Because it can get very intense and overwhelming very quick if you do let people know. If you're like in a public room in VR chat and you tell other people that you have phantom sense, you might be abused.
Really?
to say the least. people will try to touch you excessively, and that's not
Trigger you.
necessarily a good thing if you can like feel it.
Yes,
It can be really trippy.
I had phantom sense right now. I did. You went to pet me, and you started petting me, and I instantly started purring. And Lainey caught it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um,
Interesting. I also got
yeah,
excited
so
about.
some people have that. Some people experience that. Yeah, some people experience it more. Some people experience it less. Sometimes people just like experience it randomly, like just like they might never experience it, but then they like grab a pillow in VR or something, and they feel it, and it's like really weird and jarring. But yeah, it does happen to many people. Your brain does like weird little tricks, and it gets tricked in weird little ways in VR, which is sometimes
Interesting.
cool, sometimes a
Interesting.
little intense.
Wait, so you also mentioned you've been in a hot tub with Jorm in VR?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. What do you guys do in VR? Like you're just hanging out at a club in a hot tub or something?
Yeah, yeah. It's like VR is like excellent for VR chat, especially. Like it's primarily for hanging out. That's what
Okay.
people use it for. People like hang out with their friends, loved ones, uh, yeah, with their significant others. People explore worlds and play games in VR. See, like the metaverse is very much real. People like to meme that like, oh, metaverse is never going. Metaverse is here. There's people who work, live, sleep, have relationships, and do just about everything they would ordinarily do in VR, like they do in real
Interesting.
life. It's just not a
Interesting.
lot of them, and you probably don't hear about it ever because these people often don't like live outside of VR. But
Wow.
yeah, it's a whole another world out there where people like
Okay.
actually live. I
Okay.
know people who live in VR who like spend like 16 plus hours a day in VR.
Interesting. I didn't even know people would like. How do they earn money? I see VR chat all over TikTok.
Mostly
In VR?
mostly people who do earn money in VR, who work in VR, are doing other things for people who also live in VR. So, for example,
Oh, okay.
if you are spending a lot of time in VR, you might want a nice avatar. So you might talk to somebody who like knows how to sculpt really good avatars, and then you probably need
Oh,
to commission somebody who knows how to rig that avatar. So you need a person who is good at rigging. You probably can meet that person, hang out with them in VR as well, and everyone's like making their money through commissions. And also there's shops in VR. You can like there's like whole shopping centers in VR where you can like buy things. I've recently went to like was it there was like an expo. There was some sort of like VTuber. I don't think it was even VTuber. I think it was just like some kind of virtual expo. And Casio, I didn't know, but Casio has like a virtual shop booth where you can like buy a watch for your VR chat avatar, and it actually works. It's like a proper Casio full functioning G-Shock watch that you can have on your wrist in VR that they sell. So yeah,
okay.
people make things for VR and sell it for money to make money in VR.
Okay. And this isn't like the
Some people make
Zuckerverse
insane.
Facebook
No, this is
metaverse,
nothing
right?
to do with Zuckerberg.
Okay.
Nothing to do with Facebook or Zuckerberg. Actually, Meta is failing horribly at the whole metaverse thing. The whole metaverse thing primarily exists outside of anything that Meta or Facebook does. I have to give it to Zuck though. They make good headsets. The headsets they
Okay.
make, the hardware that they make is awesome. The software is a pile of smoking stuff. It's it's the
Okay.
software isn't quite there, and it's not very useful. And considering how much money they're investing in the software, like all like AI tracking things they do, it's amazing. As far as like applications that they have for like actually doing things in VR, you probably have never heard of any of it, and you probably never will again. You probably heard of like Zuckerberg adding legs to the metaverse. You might have heard some headlines like that.
Yeah, the memes about it. Yeah.
That's in Meta's that's in Meta's own Horizon metaverse or whatever. That thing never really took off. I was one of the first users to sign up for that. I actually still have the
Really?
username box. I'm the first and only box in the official Facebook Meta
Oh,
metaverse.
rip Facebook
Um,
metaverse.
and
Okay.
I've never even visited it. I've never used it
Wow.
still.
Wow. And
I'm one of like prime first users, and I still haven't even used it because it's abandoned. Like nobody wants it, nobody goes there. Everyone just uses VR chat and Rec Room for the most part, or other like social apps for VR. So like Zook doesn't hold monopoly over the metaverse. In fact, I think the company Meta is backing out quite a bit away from the metaverse, and they're focusing a little bit more on hardware.
Interesting.
Yeah, but there's people living in VR chat
So
right
it
now.
it was it was Oculus
People
first
doing
before
everything.
Meta bought it, right? The headset.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow. I've never gone down the VR rabbit hole. Um, VR chat, like if somebody was like, "Hey, I want to try it or sign up for it," yeah, what would be the first steps or to do it to get online?
Um,
And they have
it
nothing, but
depends what device you have. If you have like a computer,
hmm
you just go on Steam and you just download it and press play. You don't need VR headset to be in VR
okay,
chat.
okay, it's
I
literally
think
just
there's a
called
mobile
VR
version
chat.
now, so you can just like download on your phone.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it's like a true metaverse. The idea of like a metaverse is that it's accessible from like almost any platform. You don't need VR to like enter a metaverse.
okay.
You can like, if you have a flat screen computer, if you have a console, if you have a phone, you can access it just as well as anyone else. So yeah, the first step would be like just downloading it and pressing play. There's not a lot of steps involved. You don't need VR to play VR chat.
Hmm. Okay,
Um,
interesting.
yeah.
And then if they wanted like a starter headset to actually be immersed in it, what would you recommend?
That's a rough question. When people ask me about like what sort of like headset do you want, I could give like flat recommendations for everyone, but it ultimately depends on. It's like buying a gaming PC. It depends
Hmm
like what's your budget, what you actually are going to do with it. Like if somebody is asking you like what kind of like I want to buy a computer, what kind of computer do you recommend?
Okay,
It
okay,
depends. Is this person like an engineer? Or is this person like yeah,
okay.
if somebody just wants to like hop into VR chat to like figure out what this like VR thing is,
hmm
and they don't want anything, they don't want to invest too much money, and especially if they're on like a tight budget, my recommendation would be to get a second hand or like refurbished Quest 2,
Okay.
maybe from eBay. Um, yeah, make sure that the lenses aren't scratched up. You have two controllers, you have a headset. You can buy Quest 2s really cheap, like
Nodders.
really
Okay.
cheap, because people are buying Quest 3s now. But this headset, this one, this is a Quest 2. I bought this for £62.
Oh, that's pretty
So
cheap. That's pretty
um,
cheap.
that's not a lot of money. That's
hmm Yeah.
uh,
So let's
it's
say
like what Codemiko spends for 2 days of like food, Uber Eats or something, wherever she eats now.
hmm okay. Let's say somebody had like 2 grand and they're like, I want to see cat girls. What would they do?
All right. Um, how well do you want to see cat girls, and do you
Like
want to touch them, and do you want to wink at them?
all of the above. All of the above.
All of the above. Okay. The winking part is honestly the hardest one, because like
Okay.
my recommendation for headset right now, with a lot of caveats of like Zuckerberg stealing your soul into the lizard realm or whatever. And my recommendation would be like get a Quest 3. It's probably like
Quest
the
3.
best headset for like the next few years, for the price. It does everything you will need it to do, and it just works. TM. Like you put it on, you turn it on, you log in, it works. You don't
Wow.
need to be like a technology expert to be able to use it or stream from it or play games on it or whatever. If you have a gaming computer, more the better. You can just connect it to your computer with Steam Link. It takes like 30 seconds and you can play PC VR games. Um, if you have a computer that can actually play PC VR games. So yeah, my
Mm.
flat recommendation would be just getting a Quest 3 if you want to play VR games in like good resolution. But if you want like eye tracking, you can't really do that with Quest 3. You probably want Quest Pro, which has its downside compared to Quest 2. And there's like a lot of there isn't a perfect VR headset for everyone. It really depends on what
Interesting.
you're trying to do, on what your budget is. Like the best bang for buck right now is the Quest 3, with obviously Meta being a super unethical company that steals your data, exploits minors, runs experiments on people, probably wants your firstborn child.
Wow.
Yeah, just be aware. Just be
Be
aware.
aware, you sell your
You're
soul to the
selling your
lizard man.
soul.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's a lot to take in, especially if I want to see cat girls, but also having to realize there's like a 99% chance it's a dude. Interesting. Okay.
The bright side is like I feel like the data collection on in VR isn't as bad as it is on like your mobile phone. Like having like WhatsApp installed on your phone is probably not is probably like way worse when it comes to privacy than having like a Meta VR headset. Because
True.
ultimately, this thing, if you're using it for PC VR, this headset primarily collects your movement data. So, like the way you move your hands, positioning of your hands, how much time you might be spending in certain applications. It's not actually like there isn't like a Meta employee that's watching what kind of games you play on Steam. It's more like there's a bunch of algorithms that analyze the way you wiggle your arm or wrist. So it's not as crazy as like Meta trying to like microanalyze and manage your social relations because of like what kind of DM you sent to your grandma like 2 years ago or something like that, and trying to like engineer the perfect ad based on that to control your mind in order to get you to buy something. Because Meta is ultimately an ads company. They want to sell you stuff. They want to figure out how to deliver ads to you to get you to click on the ads and buy like the thing that they're selling.
True.
Which
True.
sometimes might be a VR headset. So beware.
True.
But yeah, with VR, there isn't like you're probably not going to be using this to like DM people. You're probably not going to be taking like pictures of things around you with it. Yeah, it does have a bunch of cameras around it, but because the cameras are streaming so much data at once and they're processing so much data at once, this data doesn't really have a chance of being like saved. There isn't like even if you're playing with a VR headset on every day with these cameras watching your entire apartment, Meta might have like a rough mesh map of like the size of your apartment, but they don't really have the pictures of your apartment or even have the means to take out pictures of your apartment from that headset. Even though technically the technology to do so exists, they just like it wouldn't be viable for them to have like long videos of like what kind of stuff is going on around your apartment. So it's not exactly like having a camera in your house.
I didn't even think about that. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. You could go down a VR rabbit hole forever with your box. Holy cow. I did not realize how
yeah,
hard.
just keep asking questions.
I didn't realize how hard the VR community goes. Holy cow.
No, it's just me. I'm obsessed.
You're obsessed. You're obsessed. You're not a pancake, or sometimes you're a pancake gamer, but you prefer not to be. Or would you agree with that? You prefer VR over regular games?
I would say it's. I would say it's about even, but like I don't. Okay. I'm not like super hooked on VR. As strange as it sounds, sometimes I will like go 2 weeks without ever touching my headset. Sometimes I will wear my headset for 48 hours straight. I did that once on stream.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. It depends. It depends how I feel like. Sometimes I feel like hopping into VR, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
Technology is not as addictive as it might seem. I don't know if this is like a limitation of like comfort of it, but a lot of people might think that, oh, we're like, as soon as you get a headset, you're going to get like addicted and you're going to be just looking at anime booba all day, every day in VR 360, 8K, and that's all you're going to be doing all day. You get home from work, you put on your Zook goggles, and you're staring at anime cat girls all day. But turns out that's not really the case. Most people like hop in, hang out with friends for like 2 hours, take the headset off, or like put it on like a couple of times a week and like do some sword fighting or shooting, or like watch like a YouTube video on like a bigger screen, because you can have really big screens in VR.
Bam, Bam Chickadee
So it
says,
can be like Sword Art Online, yeah.
"Oh yeah," she's saying, "No Sword Art Online for you."
It can be like Sword Art Online. You can absolutely like immerse yourself in it, and like I said, there is people who actually live in VR who are like actually, I wouldn't even say addicted. They're just like
That's
they're
their
just in
life.
there now.
That's their life.
So,
Yeah, interesting.
yeah, but
Do
I
you
think for most people, it's not like a super addictive technology.
would you have would you have or do you have a treadmill, a VR treadmill, or would you have one if you could?
Uh, no and no.
No, I know.
I don't know if you've seen Miko
Mhm.
streams with treadmill. Did you? I don't know
Yeah, I
if you were
saw it.
watching her
Yep,
back then
yep.
when she got a VR treadmill. Yeah, VR treadmills are hugely overrated, and they're
Being
like
isekai
actually
would be
horrible.
sweet.
They're I think I would be sweet. There's like a game that's pretty similar to like Sword Art Online. There's like an MMO which is super immersive. You can have like full haptics and full body
Interesting.
tracking in it. It's called God, I'm not remembering the name off the top of my head. It's called Zenith.
Zenith.
But
Okay.
there's like a cool MMO that's a little bit like Sword Art Online. But crap, I forgot what we were talking about.
That's okay. We just went down a VR
um,
rabbit hole. That's okay. That's good. Let's get the interview back on track here. Um, let's talk about your community. Do you have a name for your community? Are there a bunch of boxes in your community, or they're just box
no,
viewers? No,
no, we don't have a name.
don't have a name.
It's been years. I couldn't come up with like a good name. If you have any suggestions, should, but like things like boxes, that's not gonna stick.
Okay.
Maybe Peepos. There's I cannot think of like a really actually like good name, and I don't even know if you need to have like a name for your community necessarily.
The crate.
It's cool sometimes, but like I don't know if the creators, this
Because the
community is
community is great.
great.
Nice, nice, nice.
Um,
Um,
yeah.
interesting. All right. Well,
Also,
do
I'm
you,
like sharing communities with like a lot of different streamers around me too.
mhm.
So I don't know if I can necessarily like claim certain people as like these are my people.
No, yeah. I mean,
We're just
that's
all
the
hanging
Twitch
out here together.
experience. That's the Twitch experience. I feel like if you're not sharing communities on Twitch, you're doing a disservice. Like you're doing a disservice. Yes, I call my community gatos, but I also know the gatos are bobs. A lot of them are bobs with Code Miko, and a lot of them are nanards with Ana X Banana. A lot of them are in a lot of different communities, and that's part of the Twitch experience is to share the communities because we're all friends together, we're all gamers, we're all just here to hang out and have fun. I mean, that's the whole thing.
True.
Yeah. Uh, hmm. Let's see. You guys could be the crates, crates, since that's a different type of
Crates.
box. Okay. Well,
The vessels.
the vessels, nice. Let's see. Well, if you have a community, let's see. Do you have any like traditions or inside jokes within your channel?
Yeah, they're all terrible. They're all
Okay.
like sometimes chat will tease me or try to bait me into talking about U.S. tax laws because it's really boring and I find it really annoying. And sometimes we'll go on like a rabbit hole and then I'll realize, oh crap, we circled back into like talking about U.S. tax laws. And I don't even know how. I don't even live in America. They don't relate. It's like
Yeah,
the
I was
most
about to
irrelevant
ask
thing to
you,
me possible, and it's
like,
probably the most boring subject to talk about. But so I get baited into it every time.
oh,
Um,
Namori is
so I guess
calling
that's
your
kind of like a
community.
inside joke.
Namori is calling your community, uh, your boxers. Boxers.
Boxers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're really
Seriously,
aggressive. Like I have an army of.
you're the UK. How is it you know about U.S. tax code? Like, how and why?
We just started doing a lot of research one time after like I think it was because of the uh, Biden's introduction of the bill that was meant to like counter inflation. and we just went on like a crazy rabbit hole around that, like trying to figure out exactly what this build does for like hours and hours, and it was just
Hmm.
like so. It was just so wrenching and extremely boring for like everyone, especially me. Chat had fun making fun of me being like mega bored and like reading law stuff for like a day,
Interesting.
but you know,
Interesting. Welcome back, Marango. Welcome back.
um, I think if there's anything, any other like inside jokes that we have, probably something, but like I've tried to like figure it out before, but like nothing really sticks out, you know.
Global facepalm. True.
I
Bamtiki.
guess
True. Marango, I'm
there's like
doing.
intros and outros that people have.
Yep. Marango, I'm doing an interview with Box TV right now. This is similar to the experience you and I could have in the future. I will work on scheduling something with you soon. Awesome. Yeah, that's weird that your community got you in on
Um,
U.S. tax code. What's like another inside joke? There's got to be something better than U.S. tax code.
people I guess tease me about Fallout 76 because Fallout 76 has like huge rep for being like this terrible mega boogie mess of a game, and I really like it. I remember it from like very early on where it was actually like a really big boogie mess, but right now it's like a really good game. But people still like, you know, like, how can you play this game? It's terrible,
uh,
or wherever. It's really boogy, huge copium that you like this game. There's no way you actually like this game even if you played it for 1,000 hours. um,
I
I
was
suppose there's that. I'm thinking if there's like anything else.
I'm one of those haters. Fallout 76 was the last Bethesda game I bought. It was literally the last one. I refused to buy Starfield because I was like, you gave us a broken game, and I know their business model is to fix it later and make it good later, and then with the community's help of mods to make it better quality of life, it becomes a really good game. It just takes a really long time, which it just feels it doesn't feel good when you pay the out of the box price and it be broken. Like like I had the crashes, and I paid for the special edition too. So like I paid the big money
Ooh.
for it and got a broken piece of garbage. Like I played it for just a few days and then I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Like, and that was my last Bethesda game. But I bet
Just
you it's
curious, did you play it
probably
like on release?
yeah, on release basically. Just the first week of
Yeah,
release. Yeah.
yeah, okay, that
It
makes
was
sense.
yeah, it was just garbage and it made me so
Yeah, that was
mad.
probably like the worst. Obviously,
The
that was
worst.
the worst time to play it for sure.
Yeah, but over time I know Bethesda
Um,
games get better and they get fixed and they actually get good. They appreciate with age, but that's
some of them
thanks
do.
that's the huge thanks to the communities around them, you know? Um,
Um, Fallout 4 is still like a smoking pile of trash. I still think it's like the worst Fallout game, easily.
mhm.
Um, I, yeah, Fallout 76 had like a lot of problems initially for the first year or so, or even 2 years, you could say.
Mhm.
But now it's like a really solid game. I think for Starfield they're gonna rely a little bit too much on like community doing mods and stuff like they did with Fallout 4.
Yep.
Because it's a single player game, but with an MMO you don't really have this kind of wiggle room to like just let the community fix the game. So they actually had to work really hard on making the game like really good and palatable over the long term. So I think they did really good job with Fallout 76 over time, even if it was like just an absolute disaster for the first year, or especially for like the first 2 months of release, it was like unplayable. Um, but it turned out to be like a really good game.
All right, Marango just said I grew up
Yeah.
in the area Fallout 4 used for photo uh, grammar and textures, so it makes me feel like I'm outside. Okay, okay. So Marango is actually a legit game dev. I don't know if you remember Marango on the Hana Bananas Bonanza. Marango made the game that was the bikini version, or not the bikini, the beach Hana model that was being chased with zombie bananas that you shot with a squirt
Oh,
gun. Yeah, he made that. He's
Oh, I remember that. That
legit.
was really
Yeah,
good. Holy
yeah,
crap.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
amazing.
That's why I want to talk to this guy. I want to talk to this guy because he's legitly a game dev. And he knows a lot about it. Knows about game development in general. And I'm thinking he's trying to tell me that Fallout 4 used like real world data to you know make uh, make their world. So that's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. Um,
Uh, it's
and
pretty common nowadays for like games to use like photogrammetry assets for like rocks and dirt and stuff. So you don't have to like paint
photogrammetry.
every bit of dirt and every rock by hand.
Nice, nice.
Photogrammetry. It's a technique where you like capture real life objects from different angles with a camera,
Hmm.
so that you have like a good texture map. Then you put it on like a mesh, and then you can stick it in a game. So you kind of like put a real life object uh, in into a game via just taking a bunch of photos of it and sticking on a mesh.
Yes.
But yeah,
Then
I can see how like if you like grew up around like certain rocks or certain buildings and you like somebody puts them inside of a video game, it feels like a little more familiar. That's really cool.
yeah, and then Lars Field says you look like a Viking, so you should do something Norse related with your community. Maybe, maybe.
I do when I play Blade and Sorcery, I fight a lot with like axes and stuff.
Mhm.
If that's Vikingy, I have like a Viking-ish fighting style. I like fighting with spears and axes.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. All right. So, if you were to talk to somebody who's thinking about streaming or starting their own channel, what advice would you give them?
Um, that's a tough one. There's a ton of advice like a small streamer like me who's been a small streamer for a while or is like intentionally remaining a small streamer that can give. Probably most important one would be like uh, figure out like why you're doing it to some extent. So like if you're doing it because you need money or you want to be like rich and famous or you just are doing it to become rich, you're probably screwing yourself over a little bit with unfair expectations,
Yeah, you're setting yourself
to
up
say
for
the
a bad
least.
time. Yep.
So it's probably good to like figure out like, okay, what kind of what the biggest thing you should just ask yourself, and this is like I guess advice for making like any sort of like publishing any sort of product in general or like publishing any sort of art, like why would people want to see your stream over somebody else's? Like what makes your stream actually unique? What kind of a thing you're actually offering? It could be like part of you, it could be like particular content you're doing, just like what makes you like actually stand out, and like just being able to reflect on that, it's super important. Being able to understand what actually makes people want to watch you, like figuring that stuff out is like numero uno. And having like the right motivations. If you're streaming just to make money because you heard that it's like a really easy way to get rich quick or something, because like you can just stream Minecraft and have like a bunch of 13-year-olds give you a bunch of subs or whatever, you're probably gonna like run into a wall, or you're probably gonna like hate what you're doing very, very, very quickly. Um, yeah, it's very easy to like trap yourself with like uh, just poorly grounded expectations. So like understanding what you want out of streaming and what you can provide for other people,
Mhm.
that's super important. Streaming in and of itself, like the technical aspect of it, might seem a little bit intimidating, and it definitely will if you're not like a technically adept person, because it is a like a pretty technical hobby, even if it's relatively easy. But there's a lot of aspects of streaming that are like super well tutorialized and super well what do you call it? Like there's a lot of like tutorials and guides on how to stream, what to do when streaming, how to do X, Y, and Z when like trying to grow your channel. People have for the most part figured like all of that stuff out. So if you're just willing to like look it up, like how to grow your channel, if you're just willing to look up like how to fix a certain OBS issue, or how to install a certain OBS plugin that you might need, or how to stream a certain game, if you're just willing to like Google things to be able to solve issues, and you can follow like a simple guide, you're probably going to be okay, even if you don't have like a super technical expertise. If you can't really manage the technical aspects of streaming, there's a lot of other people on Twitch. It's really cool. There's other streamers, and you can like talk to them, and you can ask them questions, and they can help you with stuff very often. A lot of small streamers are like super welcoming. There's like a lot of cool communities for streamers. There's a lot of cool streamers that are just like doing their own thing, but they're like super happy to help you with stuff. Sometimes they might not, but more often than not, if you're like asking somebody like, hey, what kind of overlay you're using for the chat, they will like literally just tell you and link you and maybe help you set it up. So like not it's important to like try not to like isolate yourself, like try to even if you're like kind of antisocial, like try to make some friends with streamers, or at least from time to time like try to talk to like other streamers. That'll be good. Manage your expectations well. Again, I can't stress this enough. Like don't expect to be like the biggest thing on Twitch in a year just because you followed like a YouTube tutorial. Have a reasonable expectations and understand the limitations of like what you're doing. And you're if you're starting something like streaming, you're starting something new. Most of the time when you're starting something new in life, you're not like an excellent super mega expert at it. So you're probably gonna like your first few streams are probably gonna suck. They're probably gonna be like you're probably not gonna know what you're doing. Probably gonna be a little bit confused about like where you're going with this. You might you might be feel a little bit lost for like first couple of streams, but eventually like with most things that you can like practice over time, you'll get better and better. You'll get better at talking overall. You'll get better at entertaining people. You'll get better at reading chat. It can be just really disenchanting if you come into streaming with like huge expectations of like, oh, I'm gonna be like all of these streamers that have like 16,000 viewers, and I'm gonna have like the same interactions, and everything is gonna be super good, and I'm gonna be like super good at this, and I'm gonna make tons of money, and everything is gonna be super fun, and there's gonna be no problems, and nothing's ever gonna crash. So yeah.
Then Pete says like 1,000,000% agree. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, like keep in mind that like you might not just because you have like a small stream for a long time doesn't necessarily always mean you're doing something wrong. I don't know if anyone here is familiar with a streamer called Iron Mouse, but she had like less than 7 viewers for like years until eventually she blew up. I think like Hassan Piker is like a big political streamer, but until he started like engaging with other communities and like started collaborating with other streamers, he was like a 40 viewer Fortnite streamer that people like actually unironically only watched because he was hot.
Interesting.
So like just like having like a understanding that like the numbers aren't everything, and maybe if the numbers affect you a lot when it comes to your expectations of like what your expectations when it comes to the stream, just like maybe consider not having the viewer number on if it seems to be affecting your stream or how you're interacting with the stream. If you have like your stream manager on and you see your viewer numbers and they make you feel that certain kind of way strongly, or they make you change how you like interact with the stream a lot because like you've noticed that you have one viewer, so you're like just like suddenly like really sad about it or whatever, consider not having viewer numbers on because they probably negatively impact like every aspect of your stream if you're not able to like manage these emotions. And you know, like human brains are wired to like see big number, more happy, more good, lower number going down, bad. And our emotions can be like very easily controlled and messed around with just through like a couple of numbers displayed on screen, even if they aren't even accurate, because Twitch viewer numbers are not accurate. Let me tell you, they're pretty far from being like actually accurate. Yeah, you can pretend that you're streaming to 100 viewers. You can pretend to you're streaming to 1 viewer, like whatever works for you, as long as you're as long as you can like manage like what's happening in your head. So like streaming for like a lot of people, I imagine it's mostly about like what's actually happening in their head, not necessarily on the stream. Managing expectations and like your own self-perception and the perception you have of your own stream.
Yeah, it seems like Pete agrees with you, and Lainey is saying that, hey, maybe I should go back to that. um, yeah, that's some good advice. That's some solid advice for anyone who's starting or considering starting. Um, all right. I'm assuming you have some influencers that influenced your stream. Who are your favorite streamers and or gaming personalities?
Um, sure. I have a lot of streamers that I'll consider like a big influence on me, or that I like look up to in general. I think John would be a big one. I think he's like one of the best streamers on Twitch right now, as far as I'm aware. I think you interviewed John before, right?
No,
You had
I
the
have
pleasure. Yeah,
not.
John is pretty
I
amazing.
have not.
You
I
haven't
feel
interviewed John.
I have not. I feel like I'm not at the
Oh,
quote unquote clout level of Jorm yet.
to interview John. I was okay. I was in a tub with Jorm in a hot tub. Okay, so I feel like you can have him on the interview. Probably he's probably gonna be down for it. I feel like he's generally pretty
I might broach it with him.
amiable when it comes to like collabs.
Yeah, if he comes by the
But
chat,
yeah, I
that
look
would
up to
be
Jorm.
easier. That'd be easier if he came by and then I could talk to him. Because I don't. Yeah, he seems to just game now and game when he feels like it.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a
okay.
gamer.
Yeah, you give like
Also, like
XQC slash Forzen vibes. Are they some of your
yeah,
influences?
yeah. I was about to say like other streamers that I look up to is like XQC,
Okay.
Forsan, um, Gura, Gargura, Destiny.
Mhm.
Who else? Who else is like a big influence on me?
Code Miko.
Um,
Code Miko.
oh yeah, totally, Code Miko. Yeah, 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 yeah. That one. Yeah. Big influence, Code Miko.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
forgot. That's
So
cool. That's
it's a
cool.
pretty solid list, you know.
That's a solid list. All right. All
Jorm,
right.
XQC, Forsan, Gura, Miko.
Mm.
There's a few more that are like popping into my head, but
And
I don't
what do
know
you what do you
how big are we making the list?
what do you admire about them the most, or what aspects of their streams have influenced you?
I guess that will depend on like which one in particular.
Just top three.
Top 3, top 3 streamers.
Yeah.
I would say for Gura, it's like just the enormous how do I say this? I think she's like a just exceptional entertainer in general, and she always has been before she was even a shark. She had like she just like instantly gathered like a colossal audience just seemingly effortlessly, and she's just a super exceptional individual. I don't know how much like how much you look at like analytics of people on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever. But if you're at all interested in that and you see like Gura's growth, it's just mind blowing. So just it's like impossible. You're like looking at the graphs and you like don't know what's happening. Like just having such a colossal influence with just so little natural effort is really like it's breathtaking. So that's really cool. XQC, just enormous amount of success. Probably most hours watched out of any streamer ever easily. Huge just content goblin lord. He just knows how to like get 1 million people to watch a stream if he wants to, but he's keeping it on the download at like 60k or something. Then for I suppose Forsen, just he's a gamer. I don't know what it is, but he's just a really good streamer. He just figured it out how to make like. I'm sure there's like something in particular that I like look up to him for. And maybe it's Minecraft. Maybe because he's like a Minecraft god. I don't know. For Miko, it was really cool to watch like this journey of this like dev figuring out things chaotically while everything is constantly falling apart in like the most spectacular, really cool fashion and entertaining way possible. And she fostered like an just exceptional community around herself, so that's really really cool. For Jorm, he's just a god gamer streamer, just exceptional persistence. His first stream as like his first stream and like this kind of round of streaming he's doing, because he was streaming before. He did like a 24-hour Final Fantasy stream, and they're just like, wow, that was like really really cool. And that kind of got me to wanting to do like really long marathon streams, because I wanted, you know what I wanted in life? I wanted that kind of Jorm endurance, and then I realized I can gain it, I can obtain it, I can be like almost as good at Jorm when it comes to gaming in this like one little part of just like being able to game for like a long amount of time. And so I ended up streaming for like hundreds of hours, even though I might not be as good as Jorm at video games. I can at least play them for very long like he can.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's like a lot of different aspects of all of these streamers that I find like super exceptional and like really inspiring, that like drives me towards just making myself better in day-to-day life as well as streaming. But it's really hard to pinpoint these things individually. Yeah.
All right, Cheesy Bread Cat. Interview's doing good.
Can you
Doing good.
kickflip?
Yeah. I don't understand
Can I
Marengo's.
kickflip? I have a skateboard back here.
Oh, he
Somebody
spotted the
spotted it.
skateboard. Oh, okay. I
I
was
have a
like,
lot of hobbies.
that was gonna be my next question.
I have a
Do you have hobbies and interests outside of gaming? So I guess somebody spotted your skateboard, so that probably means you skateboard. Do you do
ton. I have a ton of hobbies outside of streaming.
really? And do you incorporate them to your stream? Or
Streaming is like sometimes, yeah. Streaming is like honestly like a small, tiny bit of what I'm doing. Really,
Mhm.
it's like one of the hobbies that I do somewhat regularly. But it's not like yeah. I have a lot of different hobbies. I go hiking, camping. I cycle every day. I play airsoft. I work out every day.
What?
I, I I'm
What
super
a
interested
Giga
in
Chad.
technology. I write. I read. I used to ride a skateboard. Right now, the skateboard is actually used to stop a robot from going into my kitchen. It's primarily a skateboard for robot. I haven't actually used this particular skateboard all that much, but I can, I can ride a skateboard. I can't do kickflips. I'll be honest. I can't do kickflips, and I wouldn't be able to do a kickflip here now because my neighbor downstairs would be rather annoyed, even though it's not that late at night. I feel
Mhm.
like it would be pretty loud. The floor is not the carpet here is not it's not the exact right surface you would want for doing kickflips. But yeah, is cosplaying one of those hobbies? I guess it will be like mil sim cosplaying, because I play airsoft. We obviously have to have. Wait, let me get this. It's useful to have like camouflage so you don't get shot. So I have like things like ghillie suits. I have like I have like camouflage clothing, and yeah, I can turn myself into a leaf bushman.
Nice,
It's not
nice.
exactly cosplaying, but I have like I have a carrier plate. Well,
What?
it looks like a bulletproof vest. It's not actually a bulletproof vest. I am thinking about getting like bulletproof plates inside of it. Like you
Interesting.
might have seen that in like a movie or in an army or something, where people put that on and they get shot and they don't die because it stops bullets. Whatever. Airsoft or paintball? Airsoft. I
Nice.
don't like paintball. It sucks. paintball hurts a lot. It's expensive. There's no like part of it that's like somewhat realistic. It just feels really like try-hardy and weird to me a little bit and painful.
Nice.
Not a big fan of paintball, but airsoft is really fun.
All right, and one lucky one.
Yeah.
Welcome to stream. I don't know if you're calling the bearded man on the stream the beautiful sunshine, but that is Box TV if you're looking to follow a handsome gentleman. Otherwise, if you're here to hang out with a cat, that is me, Ninjagato. So, I was just wondering, Rashline, is this not a tool for... Huh? That is one big copy pasta, one lucky one. Alright. Oh, thank you for the follow, Trades. Trades. Interesting. Alright. I don't follow that copy pasta, but we'll move on with the interview.
I follow it. I can probably answer it if you want.
Okay. Go for it.
I understood it. Okay, so I guess what this person is asking is, if you're wondering, rationalizing is not a tool for penetration of reality, but for post-factum attempt to harmonize one's own wishes with existing reality. Do you think it's true? It's partly true, right? Because what this person is saying essentially is that you're rationalizing elements of your surroundings, or like you're conceptualizing events around you in like a logical fashion in order to be able to explain them, in order to put them in some sort of order with like your internal reality, which is sort of true. But the reality of that is that you don't have actual access to what's you don't have actual access to reality per se. You have a set of you have perceptions, and you have like a set of sensory input that's being mediated by your brain. So essentially, anything that your brain is doing would be considered like a post-factum harmonization of your own wishes in terms of existence in a reality you're living in. So yeah, the answer is yes. It's partly true. You're rationalizing things because you're trying to make sense of what's going around you.
Nice.
Trade. I figured that out for you. Yes.
Trades likes you. His channel's pinned on at the top. He's also here in the stream title. You're welcome to follow Box TV. Trades. So riding stream, hiking stream, skateboarding stream. When?
I'm not gonna do skateboarding stream. I actually don't think I'm gonna skateboard much in my life for a long time. But I did like. There's a problem with doing like airsoft and hiking streams, because like usually in places where I will do airsoft or hiking, there's no signal, so I can't live stream from there. But what I can do is record. I can record, and then I can play that recording on my stream, and that's what I've been doing so far. So if I go on like an interesting hiking trip with like different people, I will film it, and then I'll like watch the film that I made of it on stream. That's what I did so far. Same with airsoft. Mm-hmm. I'm shooting people and throwing grenades at children in a game, in a simulation, and it's awesome. It's awesome fun, and I can like film it, and then I can watch it on stream, and then I can laugh at getting shot in the face with a BB gun.
One of your crates is here. Trades. He's been here for 2 years. Yeah. He's been following you for 2 years, 2 months. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. All right. You gonna do any streams like Pip, where he went like exploring cities IRL, or walking around, stuff like that?
Yeah, I'd very much like to do that. I couldn't do that for the longest time because my phone camera was shattered, but now I have a new phone and a new camera, and hopefully I'll be able to go out and do streams in cities. Cool. And be able to do stuff around town.
IRL streamer.
So hopefully this year there will be like IRL streams coming. Cool. Not just recordings.
Don't drop this phone box.
Don't drop the phone box. I will drop it. It's gone into the oblivion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What are the future goals for your stream? Any milestones you want to tell us about? Or
Yeah, sure. I had a milestone for what I was hoping for to be December, but I had some shipping issues. I want to do a. There's a particular type of stream that I want to do, which sounds really daft. It's absolutely pointless. It's just like a technological, I would say, Frankenstein show-off monster thing. I don't even know what to call this. I want to do like full. I want to do hybrid locomotion, hybrid haptics, hybrid VR, hybrid tracked, multi-stream. So
that's a whole lot of
essentially,
hybrids.
I will have. There's a lot of hybrid, but there's a reason for that.
Okay.
So I want to have like multiple locomotion input methods for VR, as well as like multiple different haptic systems working together for VR, as well as like stream it on multiple VR platforms while using multiple different motion capture and tracking systems. I've done like a hybrid tracking stream before, where I was using like different, where I was synergizing different tracking systems together. But I wanted to like take it a little bit further and see if I can like really just wear like just an absurd amount of technology on my body and make it so that it all somehow works in a video game and be able to stream that. I think that would be really funny. And I will probably encounter a lot of technical difficulties. And yeah, I wanna do that. I don't have like big goals when it comes to like numbers and stuff, like reaching a certain follower or subscriber goals or anything like that. It's nice to have like new followers. That's really cool. But I don't pay too much mind to like numbers. I'm not here for like the numbers. It's mostly like a very selfish hobby for me, where I do this mostly for myself. I'm streaming mostly for myself. So as far as like big goals, I guess it'll be like doing more interesting tech streams, more streams around technology. That'll be cool.
Okay.
That'll be interesting. Things that people haven't done before in VR. Things that people have never done on live stream.
Okay.
The usual.
All right. The last question. I still feel like we've already covered this, but if you weren't streaming, what would you be doing?
Right now at this particular moment, or in general in life?
General, like yeah,
Whichever.
like if you took all the hours that you're doing streaming, canceled that all out, what would you do at that time?
Good chance. I'll be writing.
Writing. What's up, Chava?
Yeah.
You recognize this box, Chava?
Or reading. I'll probably be reading.
Reading or writing?
Yeah, I'll probably be reading books and writing stuff. For the most part, or like studying. Probably, I'll probably be studying.
Interesting.
Wherever I want to study, for the most part.
Cool.
So yeah, like I again, I have like a lot of hobbies, and I'm not very good at managing my time, but I'm pretty good at allocating time to the things that I want to actually do. A readist, yeah, a filthy reader writer, one of these disgusting literate people. What are they doing with the little letters and numbers?
All right. This time I'm gonna open it up to chat. If there's any questions you want to ask Box, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll go from there. And I'll try to think of something quick and fluffy I can use as a time killer.
Yeah, just shoot me questions about technology if you want, or
technology,
VR, or streaming, or wherever. Personal life, it's fine. I'm an open book. I like questions in general.
Let's talk about your streaming rig. That's a common question. We talk about it here. What's your streaming rig?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do you want to see my streaming rig?
Wait, you could do that?
It's I can show it to you on the camera, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you wanna see the mess I have like in front of me?
Sure, that's even better.
Wait, do I
That's even
have? Let me
better.
make sure I don't have any. Okay, so here's wait. Let me make sure I don't have like any addresses. Okay, these cardboard boxes have my addresses, but they're turned around, so it's gonna be fine. Let me turn off the auto framing. Oh. Hey, what? Sorry, if motion sickness warning. Hi. There's a school behind me. Not a real human school. This is my desk. That's what it looks like. It's a little bit okay. It's not
Wait, wait,
good.
wait. How
This
many
camera's like
monitors
zoomed
is
in.
this? How many monitors is this?
Four.
First,
There's four monitors.
4 monitors
There's one
and a
here.
TV.
That's that one.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Okay, so
Okay.
there's like a TV here. Okay,
Hmm.
TV. This is my like. These are my studio monitors that I have on my desk. Here I have like notepad. This is a candle, by the way. It's not anything weird. Empty Red Bull can, empty cup. Lights, other light. There's an infrared light which you can't see.
Okay.
My treasury monitor for like all side stuff or camera stuff or Steam or whatever. And this is where like gaming happens on the big TV. There's a camera above, and there's this camera which is usually mounted on my desk. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and my computer. My computer is dusty. But this is it. It's very. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. Let me turn this all the way up. But this is my hand. That's
It's
how
not.
big it is
Yeah, it's not very
for
big.
scale. It's probably the size of your power supply.
Okay. What's in
This is
there?
a Xbox controller for scale.
Okay.
There is a 3060
3060. Okay.
RTX 3060, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Got tons of storage for days. I have my specs listed in my description. I might just go into my description and just like read them off there.
Just the heavy hitters. The
Yeah, a lot of RAM, a lot of storage. I think overall on my whole system, I have like over 34 terabytes of storage now.
What? That's a lot of storage. What about what do you got for a CPU?
That's why I needed to. I have a weird one. Okay.
Sheesh.
I don't have none of these regular AMDs. I have a special case. Just make sure I've got the right number down.
It's like the TARDIS, much
So I'm
bigger on
gonna
the inside.
look it up.
True, chunky.
It
True.
is. It's I build my computer myself, obviously, because it would be pretty hard to buy a computer like this. But like when I was thinking about like designing like what I want this computer for, like my parents are divorced, so I wanted a computer that's like backpackable that I can move from house to house. You know? It's a very travel friendly computer.
Ports open.
Okay, I've got a Ryzen 5.
Ryzen 5. Okay.
3600 XT. I've got the XT one with the new silicon. 6 core, clocked up to 4.2 gigahertz.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a tiny little case, backpackable, very powerful, can do VR streaming games and whatnot.
Okay, and that's
it's
primarily
a juicer.
what you use for VR gaming, everything? So like this stream is running off of that machine right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And like my whole streaming setup, including at least these two studio monitors, can be put into a relatively small backpack, including cameras, even with VR, because my headset folds up. I can fold my entire streaming setup into like a regular backpack.
Okay.
With everything.
And I think
and just like, pack it anywhere.
Marango asked, "What type of VR system do you use?"
Quest 3. I have 3 VR headsets. I have 2 Quest 2s and 1 Quest 3 at the moment. And I also have base stations set up around my room. They're not turned on right now, but normally my room has 4 base stations that are constantly scanning my room with beams of infrared lasers. So that's what I use for like full body tracking for the most part. If I want legs in VR and if I want to check my booty, if I'm getting down in VR, I turn those on and then the computer knows where I am and where I'm not.
You don't have to wear any body trackers like Nico. You have.
No, I do. I do have to wear body trackers like
Oh, you
Miko,
do.
but my accuracy is better than Miko's, and my stuff is like self-calibrating because I've got it figured out. So
Damn. That's pretty badass.
So these are my trackers. I've got 4 Vive trackers 3.0 labeled and stuff. These are for legs. That's for my head, and that's for my booty.
Nice.
And
Lainey wants to know if you twerk in VR for free. She might actually go in there.
If you ask nicely, yeah, I'll twerk for you in VR.
Nice. Sure. That's a promise, Lainey. That's a promise.
Anytime. I'm open to requests and questions.
Nice.
Marango
says, yeah, Marango says they have good frame. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, they seem to be doing really well at tracking. Yeah, it's literally like laser accuracy, as long as your base stations are synchronized well. Cool. Which mine aren't at the moment. I don't know what happened, but recently my base stations got desynced, and I've been trying to fix it for a few days now.
Oof.
But they're essentially like working on different channels now, and it caused some like very funny technical issues. Like my legs are now inverted in VR. So if I like walk forward, I'm actually walking backwards, but my legs are reversed. It's very hard to explain, but it looks goofy as hell. Imagine that every time you look forward, your legs would just flip over around and started walking backwards. It's sort of like that, but in a video game.
It's a glitch. Chunky wants to know what are your favorite UK snacks?
That's a tough one. I don't know if I like eat traditional UK snacks or if UK even has like really UK snacks.
I got those Jacob crackers that you guys told me about.
Yeah, but these are like just generic crackers. Like it's like they're just very popular in Britain. But as far as like UK specific snacks, thinking if there's like any sweets.
Doesn't have to be sweet. It could be chips too, or sorry, crisps, as you guys call them.
I don't really eat too many crisps, so it's hard to say. I like, this is not UK snack at all, but I like banana chips, and I like honey roasted peanuts.
Nice.
But as far as like generic UK snacks, I don't know if there is anything like that comes into mind. Sausage rolls are pretty good, yeah. I don't know if I would consider sausage rolls like a snack food. They can be, I guess. Jaffa cakes are good as well.
Jaffa cakes. Alright, I have to get Jaffa
Scotch
cakes.
eggs? Yeah, some people would consider Scotch eggs a snack. I don't know. It's like, yeah, scones. Some people like those. I haven't had a scone in like 2 years. But yeah, those are some British foods out there.
Yep, I believe Pat Pickle's from Liverpool, so he's speaking from experience, I think.
Pretty close to me, close-ish to me. I live in the northwest as well. I don't want to say exactly where, but there's a lot of cities out there.
Cheesy Bread Cat wants to know your top 3 music artists.
Top 3 music artists. I would say probably Grimes, Taylor Swift, and Tame Impala.
Interesting.
There you go. But actually, no. I'm gonna wait. Hold up. I'm going back. I'm gonna, as much as I love Taylor Swift with all my heart, I'll probably say Tool instead.
Tool instead.
I feel like it would more accurately describe my music taste.
Like, are you truly a Swiftie? You're truly a Swiftie, or is it you're just very attracted to Taylor Swift?
I am attracted to her music at like a fundamental level. If she was like an actual like mutated dinosaur, I would still love her music.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know what she even looks like right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Um,
Meets Jesus asked, "What important GPL-free software you use it?" And I'm not sure what GPL software is, but
like the as in license under GPL. Wait, GPL. I need to look this up.
no, I
I
wasn't
feel like
sure
I
what
should know what
GPL.
this means.
Not expecting Taylor Swift. I respect this cheeseburger cat.
Yeah, license. Okay. Like specifically, okay. Oh, as in GNU and under GNU license. I guess I use I use Arch Linux and Debian on like a semi-regular basis. Does that count? I I use Firefox. That's not under GNU license, to be honest. But I probably use like a ton of different packages on Linux that are licensed under GPL.
Oh, Fat Pickle's at Manchester now. Manchester. Okay.
So yeah, all Linux counts. Yeah, so I would say like all Linux. I've been a long time Linux user. I still use Windows as like my primary operating system, but I also use Arch Linux and Debian and Ubuntu and Xubuntu on like a pretty semi-regular basis. What packages for streaming? The only Linux distribution that I've streamed from before is Arch Linux, because that's what runs on Steam Deck, and I've streamed from Steam Deck before. Streaming from Linux is surprisingly okay. Like, there aren't really issues with streaming from Linux nowadays. The only problem you'll find is, as per Linux tradition, you'll have problems with NVIDIA drivers, so you'll not be able to use the same kind of encoding with your NVIDIA card, presumably, as you would be able to if you're running Windows. But there's like ways to get around that nowadays. But for streaming specifically, it's hard to say. Like, just use OBS. OBS is great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't need anything too fancy.
True.
I say as I run like 3 different programs to run post-processing on a camera. On my 3060, okay.
All right. Any more questions? Chat. Gatos. Crates.
Crates. Technical questions, non-technical, personal life. What did I have for breakfast? Anything? Shoot.
For the ladies in the chat, is this a single guy that's streaming right now? You divulge that?
Sure, yeah. My DMs are open. Okay.
His DMs are open.
I like
His
humans.
DMs.
I love humans. I love all humans.
His DMs are open. What movies do you enjoy? Says Cheesy Bread Cat.
Lately, I'm trying to think what I watched recently. I watched all the Terminator movies. Just binged them. Thank you for the follow. I've watched all the Terminator movies recently. I like sci-fi. I like really heady, too deep for you kind of movies. I don't know, Interstellar, Arrival, these kind of movies. I like things that you have to like rewatch 3 times to like understand the plot. Or like people will argue on Reddit for like 10 hours that the film doesn't actually make sense, but then somebody will make like a 10-hour YouTube video explaining like some aspect of the movie that nobody understood, and then people like 10 years later make a theory about it. That's the kind of stuff I like. Something that like breaks your brain a little bit. What's the last TV show that surprised you in a good way? That's a tough one. I wanna.
Ryan Gosling. He's got some Ryan Gosling vibes to him, doesn't he?
Do I?
A little bit. That's a compliment, bro. That's a compliment. All the ladies are crushing right now.
Why?
Maybe because you're a good-looking dude. You are a very good-looking dude. That's why.
Not true. I think the camera is tricking you all. The camera is tricking all you mother truckers.
Ha! What's your social security number? He's not an American.
69, 69, 420,
um,
something, something. Yeah.
and the last movie was a waste of your time. What was the last
The
movie that was
last
a
movie
waste?
that was a waste of my time. Oh god, let me open my Netflix up. Jesus. I'm sure there's gonna be something like a big waste of time. There's a series that I know for sure. There's a big time waster, terrible series that like just was the most regretful thing I've ever watched in like the past 10 years. If I could like pay to get that time back, that'll be amazing. Um, there was a Resident Evil Netflix series, not animated ones,
Oh.
like live action Resident Evil Netflix series. It was the worst show I've probably ever watched in my entire life. It was actually the worst. All
Mhm.
the characters were like mega dislikable. All of them were making like the worst possible decisions. At the end of the show, I was just genuinely rooting for every single character in that show to
To
die.
get eaten.
Like, that was really bad. Um, I'm trying to think if there was like any show recently that like positively surprised me. Really good show. I've watched not too long ago. I've watched the entirety of Attack on Titan.
Oh,
That was
that
really good.
that
I was very positively surprised by that.
that probably is also a significant amount of time too. Wow.
I binged it pretty quickly, but I did invest some time into it. It was like good enough that I started like taking some solid notes on the third season.
Mm.
Second season was a little slow, but it was really really good.
You made cheesy
Yeah,
bread.
I watch anime.
Nice.
I do a little bit of anime myself from time to time. Not gonna lie.
Net Jesus wants to know what is the last item you made completely with your own hands.
Last item. Oh my god. Well, I don't want to divulge what I do for a living, but I make
Mhm.
items with my hands like every day. I make stuff with
Oh.
my hands all the time. Um, uh, is there like I'm wondering outside of my work, is there like anything that I've built with my hands recently?
That's pretty cool.
Does mounting like a really big TV count? Not really.
No, because you bought the
I
wall mount
think
kit.
building things in video games also doesn't count.
Hmm.
Um, Tough. I'm looking around, thinking. There's got to be
Uh,
something I've built recently. I like building stuff from time to time, but
I
not
think
that often.
maybe a sushi roll or something.
Oh, like food wise.
Yeah, you
Uh,
could build stuff with your hands and it be food, in my opinion.
True, true. Just thinking if there's like any physical, visceral object that I've like built recently. Can't think of anything. I'm at a loss.
Well, if you do it for a living, you're
Um,
probably fatigued at that by the time you get home. Yep, yep.
yeah, I think like I guess if making my own meals counts, then yeah. Like today, I haven't. I went to town, and after getting a face massage, I got shawarma, and that was
Massage.
really good.
Shawarma is good. Shawarma is good.
Shawarma is the best.
Hmm.
So yeah, I haven't cooked anything today, sadly.
Pog tasty.
Shawarma,
Now you made all of chat hungry.
nice, nice. It was mixed shawarma as well. You know,
Mm.
I got multiple dead animals inside of it. I'm sorry, vegans, if you're watching.
Well, it was
It was
delicious,
really
and I
good.
have no regrets.
I have no regrets.
Awesome, awesome.
Um,
Hmm. All right. Well, I think it's time for our outro. I mean, to end this interview, end this interview for the YouTube video. So, Fox TV, this has been a pleasure. Everybody in chat, say bye, YouTube. It's good seeing you. Good
Thank you so
hanging out
much.
today.
Thank you for the
Um,
opportunity, and thank you,
yeah,
chat, for being here with us
yeah.
to watch this.
This has been good. This has been good. I've enjoyed you. I've enjoyed you a lot. Um, all right. Stream ending. Bye, YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow my kick channel. I need followers on my Kick. Trying to get affiliated.
Press the bell thing, so you get
Push
notifications.
yeah, the bell.
Now.
Yes,
And
yes,
like
that.
it.
Yep.
Like it now as well. Right now.
All right.